How I Became a Billionaire. The story of Jeff Bezos in the first-person introduction, Race with Fate. Have you ever felt that fate tells you something? As if a whisper is in the air, this is your chance, do not miss it. In 1994, I was a successful financier in New York. I had a great job in the investment company D.E. Shaw, a huge salary, and even the prospect of becoming a partner. My boss, David Shaw, liked it, but something burned inside me. I understood. If I do not risk now, I will forever stay in someone's shadow. I gathered my heart and told David, I'm leaving. I want to open an online store. He frowned. Online store? Books? Bezos, it sounds stupid. You will become anyone. He gave me 2 days to think. I did not sleep. He fought with himself. After all, if I make mistakes, I will lose everything. On the third morning, I came and said, David, I made a decision. He nodded. So you're really insane. I smiled. Maybe. And so, with one bold idea, I put everything on the con. Chapter 1. Garage and an explosive idea. I moved to Seattle. Why exactly there? There was one of the largest books in the United States. Where did I live? In an old house with a garage. Where did you work? In the same garage. Amazon's first office looked, sorry, cheap computers, shabby walls, tables from old doors purchased on sale. We did not have money for normal furniture. But there was something more important, hunger to victory. I, my wife Mackenzie, and 3 programmers began to build a site. Our office was so small that when someone wanted to call the client, he had to go out into the street. Each time the first order came, a loud sound of the bell was heard. Once he rang and did not stop ringing for several hours in a row. We looked at each other. Is it a success or did we just break the system? No, we really started selling. Chapter 2. The first scandal and threat of closing. We grew up, but when you grow, they notice you. Once they called me from Barnes & Noble, the largest chain of bookstores in the United States. Bezos, you are not playing in your league. We launch an online store and crush you. I smiled. Let's see whom. I knew that the enemy was huge, but I had a secret. We used algorithms of recommendations that selected books to the taste of the buyer. It was new. We understood the client better than bookstores. In 1997, Amazon entered an IPO. I became a millionaire. But the problems were just beginning. In 2000, the dot-com collapsed. The companies fell one after another. Amazon shares collapsed by 90%. Investors demanded to sell the company. My advisor said, Jeff, this is the end. Sell business. But I looked at them and said, we are going to the end. And I made a bet that could destroy everything. Chapter 3. Secret Project and Random Opening. I gathered a team of the best engineers and said, online stores are only the beginning. We need more. We decided to create Amazon Web Services, AWS, a cloud data storage. But what is interesting, the idea of AWS appeared by chance. Once in our office, there was a failure of servers. We almost lost thousands of orders. In a panic, one of the engineers suggested, and what if you create a system where the data will be stored not on one server, but in the cloud? It sounded like science fiction. But this is how one of the most profitable parts of the business was born. Today, AWS brings more profits than Amazon itself. Chapter 4. A meeting that changed everything. In the early 2000s, I accidentally met Steve Jobs. He looked at me and said, Jeff, you sell books. It's boring. I grinned. And you sell phones. It's boring. We both laughed, but I thought, what if you do something revolutionary? So Kindle appeared, the world's first mass electronic book. After a couple of years, I met Jobs again. He shook my hand and said, not bad, Bezos. And I realized we play on the same level. Chapter 5. How I Became a Billionaire. Remember how I quit my job to sell books? Now Amazon costs more than $1 trillion. How did it happen? I was not afraid to take risks. I always looked at 10 years in advance. I surrounded myself with the best people. Today, Amazon is not just a store. This is a global empire, from artificial intelligence to delivery by drones. Conclusion: if I could give you one advice, I could stay in the office and calmly work on a hedge fund. But I chose the unknown. And if you have an idea that seems crazy, just take the first step. I am Jeff Bezos, and this is my story.